What I want to do today is to talk about crowdfunding. And I know a lot of people have heard a lot of things about crowdfunding, what it means. People may have some vague idea of what crowdfunding is, but I want to get into a little more detail on that. I also want to, before I get into it, spend a little time talking about, just making a few comments on the earlier discussion about sources of capital. And I know many of you are starting out, small business owners, just making a start. And there's one approach to financing your business that I think is overlooked tremendously among Jamaicans. And that is funding your business from within the business. In 1776, Adam Smith published a book called, well, the short version of the name is called The Wealth of Nations. In it, he described the primary way of building capital as what he called parsimony, which means to say you made $10, you spent $8, and you saved $2, and that $2 went towards your capital. We're not very good at that in Jamaica. I've seen time and time again, and I fight with myself with this, where entrepreneurs start out, and the first time they make a little profit, it's time for bling. One of my mentors, and I'll give you two examples. One of my mentors, a gentleman named Donovan Lewis, who is probably the wealthiest man in Jamaica. He tells me the story often about when he started his business down on King Street, and he would eat patty for lunch, and his employees would go to restaurants. And when he was standing up at the bus stop to take the bus to halfway tree to go home, his employees would drive past him. And according to him, many of them are still on the bone of their you-know-what, and now he's quite wealthy. But that's a practice. That sort of thing is a practice.